And welcome to BFF Podcast. It's a very special podcast for us today because we are doing an introduction of BFF and doing a testimony for a group of ladies called Girls Time out here in Sun City. So we're really excited. By the way, I'm Debbie G.
I'm Sheridan.
And we're so excited that you came with us. So this is going to be like a mini intro to what Friday nights look like. Stay tuned.
See you soon.
Sheridan is our program and events coordinator, and then our special speaker is also one of our employees, and that would be Christina. So we're excited that she's here. Some of you ladies have, how many of you were here the last time we were here? So we're so excited that you're here again. And then we have our new ladies, and then we have some of our ladies who have been joining us regularly. Once we spoke here the last time, Linda's been joining us as many Fridays as she can, and it's wonderful to have the communities kind of align and come together. So I want to kind of explain what BFF is all about, and this is our new logo. The last time we didn't have this logo, and I would like to kind of share what it is.
BFF stands again for
Beyond Fear to Freedom. Yeah, and so we have flyers right over here.
Oh, yeah, BFF.
And so somebody came here and said, you have what everybody else has is a logo that doesn't really speak volumes. And so they were like, okay, we're going to help you with this. And so this is what they came up with. They came and they interviewed people, board members, other people, and they came and sat in one of our BFFs. And what they said is, what you are is a courageous community.
Right.
And it's like, wow, we are. Isn't it amazing when somebody else will tell you what you are? And you're like, and so this here is the traveling experiences of our community. And not all of them, because we have some ladies in here who are just here, I'm here to help you. So I'm going to give you an example of a woman that I met in church. And this has been quite a long time ago. So I had a woman who was in church, and I was an associate pastor of one of our local churches at the time. And we were at a women's retreat, and she looked at me, and she just blurted out, I had an abortion when I was 17, and I've never said this to anyone. My husband doesn't even know it. And I was just like, oh my God. Now that is like that's a huge honor, and it was like a huge responsibility all at the same time. And so I just held her, and we cried together, and what this helped me to understand is that in her community, she had an abortion. Now, she didn't tell anyone in the church because she felt judged because of how people talk about abortion. And she had this when she was like 30 years ago. And so she was now outside of her community with a lot of holes, because now this is bringing shame, it's bringing guilt, it's bringing all of these things on her. So she's a broken and hurting individual, and she feels very alone. This person here says, I'm here to walk alongside you. That would have been me. I'm still struggling with issues myself, but I'm going to be here with you. And so why don't you connect with me? And then I told her, we have a larger community that's going through maybe not the same issues, but issues that have affected us. And why don't you, there's more than just us. We're not alone. And we're working this through together. This is a courageous community right here. And then there's those of us who have been really working through a lot of our issues for a very long time, and we're kind of mentoring people. Come on, keep going. I'm much better. I'm way much better. Look what Jesus has done for me. But I still have some issues. Then we can all talk about that. When we try to go on a diet and we last a day, so we still have those things that we do that we're trying not to do. Like Paul said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh, it has another story to go on. So that's what this logo is all about. Isn't that fun?
Yes.
Okay. So I was sharing with Deb, one of our Pastor Sangunyu, who has started a movement. He's a doctor by trade, PhD, decided to become a reverend, and has started a movement called the Faithful City, the Trauma Informed Church. And so he's going to be our special speaker. When we met with him like 6 or 7 months ago just to talk about who we were and who he was, he's like, you guys get this. You get this already. And so we have become very close partners with the Rev. And so he's going to be our special speaker, and he's going to talk about trauma and resiliency. So if any of you are interested in coming just to hear him speak, it's going to be this Friday over at First Christian. You can grab one of our flyers. It gives you the address and the times and everything. We'd love for you to come. And it's an amazing thing to listen to because most of us are like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And if you have not experienced trauma, which is a far-fetched thing to say, it certainly helps to equip you for how to deal with others who have experienced trauma. Yes.
I just want to say that I'm going to be going this Friday. I just live up the street here, so I'm a Sun City person. If anybody wants to ride, I'll be glad to pick you up.
Thank you.
Dinner's at 5:30, so.
I'll come.
Okay,
I'd love
I'll
to.
pick you up.
Wonderful. That's exciting. Okay, so what is BFF? What we're all about. We provide an atmosphere of vulnerability and acceptance while providing a way to break cycles.
Yes.
And then our goal here is to heal generations through courageous community. Because we see a lot of generational patterns. And it's something that we just cannot get away from. And you can even look through your own history, and I'm certain you could probably find something, which was very interesting to me. For me, it was like, it took me a long time to understand that gossip was a generational pattern for us. Because I'm an Italian from Chicago. And if you ain't gossiping, you're not having a good time. And then when I became a Christian and I understood, we've been talking about people our whole lives and never really understood that and how to break that cycle of even recognizing what I'm doing is not honoring and it's not good for me. Okay, so we as BFF go along this tree as our teaching. So people are always saying we've got to change our behavior, right? And we look at these trees, we look at rebellion, shame, pride, passivity, fear, bitterness, and rejection. We are going into bitterness. It's our next set of teachings. But we often look at this. So people, especially in our younger generations, we're going to see kids, young adults doing drugs and alcohol. They're disobedient, they have critical speech, they're confused. They have a hatred of authority, sexual sin, and independence. That's pretty much our younger generation. And so what we're telling them is you got to change your behavior.
Yes.
So we're telling them, go figure this out. Right? And we're not looking for behavior modification. Because if it's not a heart change, it's not going to stay changed. Because something's going to trigger us and we're going to go right back to that. And that's what we see so often in our community. What we teach on is that something started that. Something down here in a root system started your behavior. So let's address your root system first. So the roots that we look at are injustices, generational patterns, curses and assignment, and open door sin. So the first one we'll look at is an injustice. And it's any kind of thing that's happened to you where you have no say-so. Violence, rape, divorce, abandonment, death, abuse, and the list goes on. Generational patterns. We look at codependency, perfectionism, control, gossip, addiction, homelessness, abuse, and that list also goes on.
Yes.
We look at curses and assignments. You're fat, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're unlovable, you deserve what you've got. You hear that so often, you start to walk under that instead of who you were created to be. And then open door sin, you know you ain't supposed to do it, but you do it anyway. And the example that we use is stealing a car. You need a ride, you need to get somewhere, so you steal a car. You know that's wrong, and now you're going to have behavior patterns that are going to, either going to go to prison, you're going to know that, it's going to make you feel even more rebellious because you got away with it. So it leads to those type of behaviors. So this is what we address at BFF, but we provide that atmosphere that it's okay to talk about these things. So our greatest desire here is to help change generations. Because I'm fearful of our generations. Because we're not giving them and equipping them for success. So if we can reach parents and grandparents and just aunts and uncles, whoever's involved with their lives, to start making a difference, then those children will have that influence, and then that will them. So our goal is, I thought about quitting, and then I noticed who was watching.
Yeah.
Give me a reason to keep going. Yeah, the generations behind you. Your family is a big reason why you need to keep going. Okay, and then we believe in singing. So we believe in praise and worship, and we're going to do this right
I
now.
believe in
So we're going to do this right now because it's a great song to kind of get us ready for our speaker and even for our own lives. I am redeemed. The old is gone, the new is here. Amen? So would you
Amen.
mind standing with us? And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to sing.
Wait. No, you have to do it over again. You had it recording that whole time.
What a blast that was in there. We just got done presenting it to this, what a great group of women. So wasn't that fun?
It was so fun.
So much fun.
So good.
Anyways, join us on Friday as Pastor Sangun Yu talks about trauma and resiliency and
Healing.
Yes.
We all need it.
healing from the inside out. Doors open
Yes.
at 5:30, both Mesa Side and Central Phoenix. Come and join us. We'd love to have you. Check us out. Talk to you soon.
Bye.